and find out how Putin's oligarchs hide and spend their money in the capital. Money laundering expert Oliver Bullough is your guide. What is this?
Hello. I'm going to show you how Putin's allies have spent billions of pounds of stolen money in London without getting caught, and how for years successive British
I gotta pee, I'll be back. This seems really good though.
Let's take a tour of London.
These motherfuckers sound straight Adam Curtis, by the way.
With a difference. My name is Oliver Bullough, and I've spent years investigating how this city has become the money laundering capital of the world. It's like a giant washing machine that launders 100 billion pounds of stolen cash every year, and it has helped keep Putin in the Kremlin. Okay, how does it work? Let's say you're a long-time Putin associate. Maybe you helped run St. Petersburg together back in the 90s, and good news, he didn't forget you. In fact, Putin gave you control of a company he illegally seized from a political opponent. He needs his share to cement his position in power, but what about you? You've now got $1 billion burning a hole in your pocket. You need to get your money to London. You need to access the most efficient, scaled-up money laundering system in the world. First things first, you need a UK-registered shell company. If you own your newfound wealth via a shell company, rather than in your own name, no one's going to know it's yours. 810,316 companies were created in the UK last year, each one popping into life complete with limited liability, legal protections, property rights, and all the rest of it. So where are all these companies? Well, 62,259 of them are in this one building, Kemp House in the City Road. Of course, they're not actually physically present with water coolers and employees and printers and the like. They're just paying to say this is their address instead of their real address. Look, it's stupidly easy. I'll do it for you. Type any old nonsense in the box. No one checks if it's accurate or not. Click, done. You'll have the documents in 2 days' time. You can register your company to Bart Simpson if you like, because nobody checks. Now, it doesn't mean every company registered in the UK is up to no good. Many aren't. Lots of people have legitimate reasons for doing it, but many don't. Boris Johnson has just promised to do something about this, but politicians have promised this before. Frankly, I won't believe him until it's done. Okay, let's see what happens next. So, Companies House lets you...
Absolutely zero people will understand what the fuck's going on here if it's just like driving by them. You know what I mean? No one's gonna be like, oh shit, limey bloke, this fucking guy, he's speaking the truth, bro. I was just driving by in my fucking vehicle. All right, and now I've learned more about fucking. You're off pace today. Try harder. Yeah.
Own your new company offshore, so you can create a company in, say, the Seychelles and use that company to own your British company, and that means nobody will know that you own it. Of course, you're supposed to tell Companies House the identity of the real owner, but no one cares if you do or not, which is good news because you're not going to tell them and you're going to use your company to spend a lot of stolen money. Now, this is a critical cog in the money laundering machine. Johnson says he's introducing a new law to change that, but even if he's serious, it will take a year for it to be effective. It took the invasion of a sovereign European nation for him to even contemplate this simple step.
I wonder why, dude, because they fucking own London, bruv, okay? And it's not just Vladimir Putin either, okay? Oligarchs from every nation own every fucking cosmopolitan city. Every single one. And they fund the Tories too. And they fund both sides. They don't just like fund one side. Like you think the Democratic Party, or rather, okay, this is capitalism, okay? We are talking about a bourgeois state. Their number one goal is to protect the interests of capital. And if you are a capitalist and you have a lot of capital, it doesn't matter what nation state you're from, okay? It doesn't matter. You own a fuckload of real estate. And now, when you are defending the interests of real estate, as a Tory, rather, okay, you're still fundamentally defending those guys as well.
Meanwhile, for 2 decades, Putin's cronies have been allowed to hide their wealth here. Okay, so you've created an identity, a shell company you can use to hide the money that Putin let you steal from his political opponent's company. You gave him half the loot, which he'll use to keep a firm grip on the reins of power. Unfortunately, he paid you your billion share in Cyprus, which is where all the Russian trades tend to get made.
Yeah, I mean, dude, look, wealth of the top 100 Russian oligarchs combined is 567 billion. Wealth of Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Bill Gates combined, 594 billion. Lucky for us, our billionaires are the good guys, though, right? Exactly. It's just, no, it's not like that. It's not like that. You don't understand, guys. Ours are not oligarchs. It's only an oligarch if he's a billionaire in Russia. It's only an oligarch if he's a billionaire in fucking, you know, in a country that's not America or fucking, you know, the UK.
So now we need someone to move.
Do this for your stream. I fucking dare you. What? What does that mean? You want me to?
Move it from there to here. But who's going to do that? Relax. It's fine. This is London. This is the London office of Deutsche Bank. They moved billions for Russian oligarchs. And this is HSBC. These guys moved hundreds of millions of dollars for the Sinaloa cartel. Trust me, those were very bad people. And their money was not
20
clean.
months at HasanAbi.
British-based banks are notorious for shifting dirty cash. Sometimes they get busted, they get fined a tiny percentage of their profits, and everyone moves on. Now, Johnson could have properly funded the National Crime Agency so they could investigate and stop this, but he didn't. Okay, back to
Send this after. We'll look at this after.
$1 million. We've stolen it, we've hidden it, we've moved it. Now we need to spend it. This is Harrods, and this is Zamira Hajieva. She's the wife of the former chairman of the International Bank of Azerbaijan. And between 2006 and 2016, she used 54 different credit cards to spend £16.3 million at Harrods. Now, she ended up being the subject of an unexplained wealth order by the National Crime Agency, but that made her very much the exception. That's because our investigative agencies are too underfunded, dispirited, and wound down to do anything about it. Now, Johnson could have announced that our enforcement agencies will be as generously funded as the lawyers employed by oligarchs to protect them. You can't fight grand corruption on the cheap. But he hasn't done so. Instead, he just announced the creation of a new kleptocracy unit within the National Crime Agency, as if changing the sign on the door is going to scare the oligarchs away. We should be spending what it takes to drive kleptocratic cash out of this country. Instead, too often it's been no questions asked. But what if questions are asked about your stolen $1 billion? You're going to need to put a stop to that, but more good news, because Britain has the most stringent libel laws in the world, or some of them anyway. So you might want to throw some of your cash at one of the London law firms which are more than happy to take ill-gotten loot. Then you can drag any inconvenient authors and journalists here to the High Court, where billionaires silence the people asking awkward questions.
Yeah, UK libel laws are no fucking joke, dude. They are way more fucking aggro than American libel laws. Like America, that is one thing that is good with the US, is that like defamation suits, you have to be like Peter Thiel using like Hulk Hogan's legitimate gripes with Gawker to like actually take down a fucking paper. UK does not have the same free speech protections that America does, and it is not good. It is actually not good, because rich people straight up own they just straight up own whatever the fuck they want to, whoever the fuck they want to own. Pink Steel Toast, thank you for the 5 good subs.
Okay, things are going well. But what you really need now is property. Somewhere in London where you can turn a slice of your stolen haul into bricks and mortar. That way, given UK property laws, it's going to be almost impossible for the victims of your crimes to ever get their hands on your money. Welcome to Belgravia. This is one of the most expensive postcodes on planet Earth, and the good news is that for decades, Britain hasn't just let shell companies buy houses here, it has let other countries' shell companies own property without ever having to say who the people behind them are. Some 87,000 properties in England and Wales are owned via offshore companies, which prevents us seeing who their true owners are, or if they were bought with criminal money. UK property worth £1.5 billion has been bought by Russians with links to the Kremlin or accused of corruption. Nearly £430 million of the property is in Westminster, in London, and more than half is held by companies in Britain's overseas territories and Crown dependencies. Look at this place. It would have cost upwards of £10 million. Who owns it? No idea, because it was bought by a company registered in the British Virgin Islands. 3 doors down that way, it's registered in Panama. 3 doors that way is in the Isle of Man. Opposite this place.
A lot of the reason why the rich oligarchs are not going to suffer as a consequence of these sanctions, whereas the regular Russian citizens are, is because of this. Okay? When you try to slap like targeted sanctions on fucking oligarchs or whatever, but then they're all encompassing, all you are doing is just hurting fucking the average citizen, like the average Russian person who has no say in what the fuck happens. Part of the reason why Americans don't even feel the need to park their assets in other countries is because America operates in a similar capacity too, where it's just like, if you have a financialized economy, if your most important sectors are about, you know, moving numbers around, you're going to have to create tax havens for foreign capital in this way. The current video is Putin, oligarchs, and the London laundromat. Led by donkeys made this video.
The British Virgin Islands again, and next door to that, Guernsey. I could keep going round and round and round the streets of London, thousands of properties where we don't know if they were bought with clean or dirty money. We've let the criminals do it. Worse than that, we've flung open the doors and invited them in. If they couldn't have laundered their money here, there'd have been significantly fewer incentives for them to steal it in the first place. And Putin's personal coffers would have been directly hit. The road from...
This is why I said when we're talking about like oligarchs and hurting oligarchs, I was like, does that mean they're gonna just like expropriate their land that they own in all fucking major cities, like all of them? A shitload of apartments would directly be seized by the government, which is cool. I mean, I'm fucking super on board with that. You know, incredibly on board with that. Anything short of that is just like, you're just hurting random Russian citizens who have no say in what happens in the Russian government. Like when the top of the hour comes and I run a 6-second ad break, I'm hurting the random people who don't have the $5 a month subscription to be able to no longer see the ads and have an ad-free broadcasting experience. But then at the very least, I try to, you know, tell them, look, there's other ways of avoiding the ads. You can get gifted a sub. You can, if you're lucky, of course, but if you're not lucky and you don't have $5, you can subscribe with a Twitch Prime. It's free. By connecting yours or someone else's Amazon account to your Twitch account and getting 1 free Prime subscription a month. Right? These are the ways that you can avoid the top of the hour ad break, which is coming right now. Emily Platt, thank you for the 5 gifted subs.
Moscow to Kiev passes through Belgravia. For decades, the London laundromat has helped keep Putin in power. It is one of the most spectacular British policy failures of the post-World War II era. Only a new war has forced our politicians to act, but the record thus far of those same politicians has been one of cowardice and complicity. Do not take them at their word. The stakes are too high. We are talking about the long-term security of our nation and the future of democracy.
By the way, as Bradley points out, this is not a policy failure, policy success. The goal of the bourgeois capitalist Western liberal democracy is not to punish people like this. It's literally designed so you can do this. That's the whole purpose of this.
It is time for real action.
Anyway, this was a wonderful video. Great video. Comparing the Russia sanctions